Good morning, fans. This is your girl from Mel'S Match Chat, and this is your official WWE Summerslam preview and predictions. How is everybody doing on this Saturday morning? I'm sorry about I'm about almost like 45 minutes late. I've been up since 2 o'clock this morning, and I don't know what's going on with I have really bad insomnia, so like I was giving myself some time to either possibly go back to sleep or power through. So I tried to maybe close my eyes for a while. You could tell that I haven't slept. I haven't slept really at all. But that's not going to stop me from giving you the go-home shows of Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, and my picks for SummerSlam. So it's going to be going down at 7 p.m. tonight. What do you call that? It's going to be action-packed. And you could also, if you want, you don't have to watch the pre-show. You can watch a little bit of Collision, give them a little rub today, and so that there's like no issues of So I'm not going to be too long, but last night we had brand new tag team champions crowned on SmackDown. I feel bad for the former champions. 28 days. What are you doing, Hunter? What are you doing, Paul? What are you doing, Paul? What are you doing? Is this a power play from Dwayne? I don't know, because it looked like they literally were transitional champions, and for them to lose where one of them was their hometown, which was not kosher for me. We have possible surprises, possible returns tonight. So you're going to get all my feelings on it as we go through. But please do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the bell for all notifications. So when I go live, upload a video, or do a short, you will all know about it. Please follow me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, X, Twitter, Cameo, and TikTok, Cameo, and all of that. That's all Mel's Match Chat. The other thing is, if you want to follow me on Snap and OnlyFans, you can check me out. And here's the handle of Real Mel's Match Chat. So go do that. If you want to donate to the podcast until I can get more like super chats and everything like that, what you could do is scan my QR code for my PayPal, put a donation, and you can write a little note, and I will read it here on the air. So this Tuesday, mark your calendars. I'm going live on OnlyFans with my NXT review, or should I say NXXXT review, where I'm going to be completely topless. So you will get to see these uncovered. So it's only $5 to do, and it's going to be literally $1.25 a week, because I'm going to be going live every Tuesday or Wednesday morning. So you could do that. And when I do my preview and predictions for NXT, it'll be completely topless. So you could only get that on my OnlyFans. So please go and check that out. I will put the link in a post here on YouTube. And you could also I'll put the link on X as well. Please do me a favor and go check out the people over at Maestro Classics at maestroclassics.com. If you have a beard or know somebody who has a beard and they like to keep it tight, go check the Maestro Classics out. They have really great products, great merchandise, and great people working for the company. So why don't you go and check them out, maestroclassics.com. If you want the artillery to murder your thirst and you're really fucking thirsty and you want to kill that thirst, do yourself a favor and go check out Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com. Visit their website and stock up on all your artillery. You have spring water, you have seltzer water, unflavored seltzer water, iced tea, and sports bags. So go do yourself a favor and go check them out. Liquiddeath.com. Now, if you're a coffee aficionado just like myself, I love coffee. So I needed a strong coffee to keep up with my, demand. So I want you to go check out the world's strongest coffee with the lowest acidic rate. The world's strongest coffee, meaning the world's strongest caffeinated coffee. It's Death Wish Coffee. Visit their website for all your coffee essentials. You have accessories, you have merchandise, you have everything that you could possibly think of. If you're a pumpkin spice girl like I am, you really need to go check that out because they have pumpkin all year now in a trio pack. So if you want to get that, and wait, it's coming up. It's coming up, and it is going to be 24/7 until the season goes by, and then you'd have to buy the trio pack. But go check them out. Deathwishcoffee.com. Now, if you support independent professional wrestling like I do, I support a local independent professional wrestling company, and it's House of Glory. Do yourself a favor. Go check them out. They have 3 dates coming up. They have August 17th. They're going to be going out to Vegas. It's going to be East Coast versus West Coast. Future Stars of Wrestling versus House of Glory Superstars. Amazing Red versus Chris Bay from the ABC Club, and one half, I believe, of the TNA Tag Team Champions. Now, on September 5th, they're going to be making their debut in Chicago. Logan Square Auditorium. We're going to have Mustafa Ali, Dijak, Joe Alonzo, and Kylie Red. So go check them out. And in September 29th, you say his name and he will appear. Joe Hendry is making his House of Glory debut. So if you want to see everything and you want to get tickets and everything like that, go get your tickets at hogwrestling.net. And if you can't be there, you can get it on the Thriller app, formerly known as Fight app. Now, let's get this party started. We're going to do the go-home show of Monday Night Raw and then SmackDown, and then I'm going to give you my picks, and I'm getting out of here. I'm going to go take a nice hot shower. I haven't even contemplated on having anything to eat. I'm going to have like a brunch at this point because by the time I finish, I'm going to have brunch, and then I'm going to I go live on TikTok every once in a while. So go and once a day now. So go and check that out. I'll go for about an hour. So I'm going to try to get between 1 and 2 to go on. And then I'm going to enjoy the rest of the day, watch SummerSlam. And hopefully tonight I get to go live. If not, it's going to be tomorrow morning, first thing in the morning around 10:30. So Monday Night Raw, to get your refresher here. The lineup as follows. Seth Rollins to present an official match instructions to Drew McIntyre and CM Punk ahead of their match. Singles match between Gunther and Finn Balor. We have another singles match between Kofi Kingston and Karrion Kross. We have a 6-woman tag team match: Lyra Valkyria, Katie Carter, and Katana Chance versus Sonya Deville, Zoe Stark, and Shayna Baszler. Sheamus versus Bronson Reed, and the Creed brothers versus Akira Tozawa and Otis. The show opens up with footage of the Cleveland Browns Stadium, which hosts tonight's SummerSlam. We get another shot of the XL Energy Center, which hosts Raw, and the home of the Minnesota Wild. We then see the arrival of Imperium, 2024's King of the Ring Gunther, Judgment Day World Tag Team Champions Finn Balor and JD McDonough, Akira Tozawa, Maxine Dupree, Alpha Academy, Julius Creed, Brutus Creed, and Chad Gable. Samantha Irving introduces Seth Rollins, and he goes out to the ring, while Michael Cole and Pat McAfee welcome us to the show. Cole says they saw Jesse Ventura early in the day. Now he is back in the fold. The reason why he hasn't been in the fold is because of the old man. He has come back. We welcome him. He's a WWE Hall of Famer, and he's a former governor of Minnesota. Seth starts off by welcoming the fans to Monday Night Rollins, then introduces himself, says SummerSlam at the time, 5 days away. The match between Drew McIntyre and CM Punk is right around the corner. Rollins says there are three of them are in St. Paul to lay down some rules and regulations, then introduces the both competitors, and they make their way down to the ring. Rollins then says he sees that there's a lot of tension between Punk and McIntyre, then reminds them of both if they lay their finger on each other or him, lay a finger on each other or him, the match at SummerSlam is off per Adam Pearce. Punk then rolls out of the ring, and McIntyre says he knows Punk is scared of him. McIntyre then assures Punk that he'll control himself until Saturday. Punk then says he's not afraid of McIntyre or Rollins, but rather what they'll do to him. Rollins then intervenes and tells Punk he's calling the shots, then says he volunteered to be the special guest referee in their match because no one else would. Rollins then says he would relinquish that position, then tells Punk to get back into his ring if he wants to face McIntyre, like he and the rest of the WWE universe wants. McIntyre then tells Rollins their rivalry is professional and desires to be the best. McIntyre then says Punk is not what's best for business. Then Rollins then tells Rollins that Punk is the real enemy. Rollins then tells McIntyre that if anyone hates Punk as much as he does, it's him. Rollins then tells McIntyre that if anyone hates him as much as Punk, it's also him. Rollins then tells McIntyre and Punk to quiet down in order for him to lay down the rules and regulation of their match. Rollins then says he has only one rule and regulation. McIntyre and Punk listen to everything he says. Rollins then says he's the boss on Saturday in their match, and he counts to 3 whenever he does. Tap outs only count when he says so. Countouts may not be valid after the 10, and disqualifications may not. DQ match. I mean, come on. It's basically going to be a bona fide DQ, no DQ match. It's going to be. It's got to be. This is good. This is going to be what I hope this doesn't open. I hope this is like the middle of the match, because you're not going to want people to come down after this. They're going to be like this. Punk then tells Rollins he hopes he gets a better special guest referee him out of the match, and tells him that he doesn't want his help. McIntyre then tells Punk he's worried about the wrong person when he should be worried about him. 7 months saying everything he has to say to McIntyre. Then says trying when he injured Punk's tricep. Then asks Punk what will happen Saturday after everything he puts him through. McIntyre then says he wasn't absent. Punk said he was absent from WWE for 10 years, but fans still cheered his name. Punk then says fans are also singing Rollins' song, but they don't cheer for McIntyre. Punk then tells McIntyre he hopes he enjoys the last 6 months, and says the worst thing he's done in his career was injure him. Punk then says McIntyre's stupid and dumbs himself out of his opportunities. Punk then says while he may be McIntyre's enemy, McIntyre's worst enemy is himself. Punk then says while he may not be a big or as big or as fast as McIntyre, he has heart and a fan of and fan support. McIntyre then asks McIntyre what he got. What's he got? McIntyre then holds up Punk's bracelet with his wife and dog's name on it, and Punk gets into his face. Both Punk and McIntyre then stare each other down. The more that they mention AJ Lee, the more it's going to be a realization. And I think I know where she's going to come back. She's going to come back and she's going to go to NXT to challenge her quote unquote daughter in Roxanne Perez. Or somehow she's going to come back and she's going to manage Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez. I would totally be down for that. Basically, she'd be like the women's version of look up to Punk and AJ Lee. Both of those girls, I'm all for it. And then take those two women and to dominate Raw and SmackDown, I'm all for it. It will, for her to come back, will reignite the women's division in a whole in WWE. And I'm all for it. And let's fucking go. We head back to the Judgment Day clubhouse where they find it destroyed. Rhea Ripley blames WWE Women's World Champion Liv Morgan for it. Carlito then walks and leaves with Dominic shortly after Rhea Ripley questions why he's still there when she speaks to Finn and JD. Akira Tozawa and Maxine Dupree and Otis make their way to the ring for the first match of the night. We get a shot of downtown Cleveland while Michael Cole runs through the SummerSlam week schedule. WWE World Heavyweight Champion El Campeon, I think. Damian Priest then shows up in a vandalized Judgment Day clubhouse and also assumes Liv Morgan was responsible. Priest then says he feels he should be in Finn Balor's corner during his match with Gunther. Balor then shuts down and says he will handle Gunther while they clean up the clubhouse. Balor then hopes they will take out the WWE Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn and Jey Uso. And my tablet decided to crap out on me. Sorry, people. And I just lost my place. So give me, okay. Priest then says they handled that before and it feels like they're going backwards, which Rhea Ripley agreed with. Dominic Mysterio then suggests Carlito face Sami Zayn. Carlito then says he will talk to Adam Pearce. We have the first tag team. We have the first match, which is Otis and Akira Tozawa versus the Creed brothers. The match starts off with Otis and Julius Creed. Both men go after each other. Brutus then tags in and delivers some right hands on Otis. Julius then tags back in, but Otis runs over him, and Brutus with a double shoulder tackle. Tozawa then tags in, and Otis helps him fly off the top rope with a crossbody. Julius then hits a delayed vertical suplex on Tozawa from a knee position, and then tags Brutus back in. Julius then sends Brutus crashing onto Tozawa, but Tozawa hits a kick on his midsection. Tozawa then follows up with a roundhouse kick and an enziguri from the apron, then climbs to the top and hits a missile drop kick. Tozawa then flies and hits a tope suicida on Brutus on the outside, then climbs to the top and flies. Julius then pulls Brutus out of the ring, and Brutus nails Tozawa with a clothesline. Otis then tags in and runs over Julius with a couple of clotheslines. Otis then nails Julius from behind, then hits him with a spinning back elbow in a corner and sends him crashing into the ring post shoulder first. Gable then jumps up on the apron, but Otis nails him and hits a slam on Julius. Otis then hits a elbow drop on him and climbs up on the ropes, but Julius hits a right hand on his spine. Julius then hits a back body drop on Brutus and nails Gable on the apron, but the Creed brothers hits a double suplex on him for the win. And the Creed brothers pick up the victory. So immediately after the Creed brothers defeat Otis and Akira Tozawa, Chad yells at Otis and puts him back in an ankle lock. Dupree then jumps on Gable to prevent him from doing so, and Gable yells at her. Maxine then slaps Gable and stands up for herself. The lights go out. Dupree, Otis, Tozawa quickly retreat as the Wyatt Six music plays. Gable and the Creed brothers then prepared for the arrival as the group as the Mercy, the Buzzard, Rambling Rabbit, and Huskus the Pig appear on the ramp. They make their way down to the ring and jump on the apron, then remove to reveal Eric Rowan, Dexter Loomis, and Joe Gacy. Such Abigail then hits a crossbody off the top on Chad Gable as Gacy, Loomis, and Rowan triple team the Creed brothers. Rowan then hits the Creed brothers with a crossbody. Gable then retreats up the ramp, but Uncle Howdy's silhouettes appear. Gable immediately runs away from Howdy as Uncle Howdy eerily laughs. I am so glad to see Rowan back in WWE. I have a great feeling about this, and they better take great care about this. Now, people are saying that they may add Alexa Bliss. I don't think they should add Alexa Bliss. I think they may use her as a pawn. If they do, I would think that they should give her some of Bray's powers, because she did have them. And she's come back into the fold, and she's like almost like a prophet, or like, remember, like with Brody Lee, he was the exalted one. I feel like that they should give her a situation that she is like almost like a messenger from Bray, and she's working closely with Uncle Howdy. So I think if they're going to do that, or try to get her coming back into the fold, and if they wanted to, they can actually do with Nikki Cross. They can actually go for the tag team titles and make the titles actually legit. So it's going to be very interesting, and I'm glad that I'm here for it. I'm just kind of shocked that they're not at SummerSlam. They will be at definitely Bash at Berlin. That's at the end of this month. Oh, and I got fucking all in. I got all out. I'm like, dear Lord. And then my son's birthday and the whole nine. Hi, Terry. How are you? And I almost knocked my fucking glasses off. Shit. We then head to the back where Carlito tells Rhea and Dominic that the match is made. Dominic then assumes Carlito faced Sami Zayn, but Carlito thought Dominic wanted to face Zayn. Ripley and Dominic then tells Carlito he is now free to face Jey Uso. Ripley then says Carlito will have to handle Jey on his own. We get the entrance for the next match, which is Sheamus and Bronson Reed. The match starts off with both men staring each other down. Both men then deliver right hands on each other before Reed sends Sheamus into the corner and charges at him. Sheamus then puts Reed in a sleeper, but Reed escapes and delivers a few chops on Sheamus in the corner. Sheamus then fights his way out and clotheslines Reed out of the ring, then nails him with a clothesline off the ropes and celebrates Reed. Reed then hits a Samoan drop on Sheamus on the top of the announcer's desk. Sheamus then hits an uppercut on Reed, but Reed nails him and gets in his face. Reed then gets up and hits a series of short arm clotheslines on Reed. Sheamus then runs the ropes and hits a jumping knee on Reed, then goes for a pin, but Reed kicks out. Sheamus then looks to get Reed up on his shoulders, but Reed escapes and sends Shane crashing into the corner. Sheamus then climbs to the top and looks to fly, but Reed stops him and hits Sheamus with a Death Valley driver. Reed then drags Sheamus into the corner and climbs to the top, but Sheamus nails Reed with his several right hands and joins him up there. Sheamus then hits White Noise off the middle rope, but Reed goes for a pin, but Reed kicks out. Sheamus then hits the 10 beats of the bottom ran on Reed and goes for a bro kick. As the referee untangles Reed from the ropes while Sheamus sets up the move, Pete Dunne appears out of nowhere and hits Sheamus with a shillelagh. This then opens the door for Reed to hit a tsunami on Sheamus for the win as Dunne hides on the outside the ring. This is going to be a decent feud. And I think that I know that whoever's going to win the Intercontinental Championship, Sheamus needs to feud with. And we all know who's going to be that's the case. So that is that. We get a video from WWE World Heavyweight Champion El Campeon, Damian Priest. Priest recalls Gunther labeling him as the street trash. Priest then says that translates to Puerto Rican badass, where Gunther is European product of ingenuity. Priest then says that translates you're an asshole. Priest then says he lives to fight for what he has and he's willing to die for everything that he has. Priest then asks Gunther, is he willing to do the same? Now, Damian Priest had a 24 documentary and it's going to be appearing on Peacock. Gunther spoiled that. And I am so happy about Damian Priest when he came up, and he's really truly earned that World Heavyweight Champion. I'm just afraid that he was basically a transitional champion for Gunther. And I'm actually hoping that Gunther doesn't get it. He's got time. He can get it like 2, 3, maybe a year down the line, maybe at WrestleMania. Maybe he'll do that. I don't know, but Damian Priest needs to have it for a little bit longer. He waited so long to cash in. He had that big moment, and I think he needs to have it a little bit longer. That's just my opinion. But I have a funny feeling it's going to turn out differently tonight. So Jey Uso makes his way down to the ring. But before that, we get a video package on Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship. Breaker says he didn't take Zayn seriously at Money in the Bank. Breaker then says that's on him. Breaker then brings up Zayn comedy show and says it shows Zayn is preparing for life after him and the WWE. Breaker then says the joke will be on Zayn and the Intercontinental title will be on him. So we have Jey Uso versus Carlito. The match starts off with Jey nailing Carlito. Jey then goes for a pin right out of the gate, but Carlito kicks out. Jey then hits a tope suicida on Carlito on the outside. And sends him back in the ring before he hits a series of right hands on Carlito's head. Carlito then responds with a twisting neck breaker off the middle rope. Jey then hits a super kick and an open palm strike on Carlito. Carlito responds with an over-the-shoulder cutter, then sends Jey onto the apron when he charges at him. Jey then nails Carlito with an insecurity and looks to fly off the top, where Carlito sees him coming and hits Jey with a spinebuster, Triple H style. Carlito then grabs his apple and takes a few bites out of it, but the referee tells him to dispose of it. Jey then looks to take advantage, but Carlito rolls him up. Jey then runs the ropes and hits a spear on Carlito for the win. Jey Uso needs to stop doing the spear. Leave it to fucking Roman Reigns. You gotta stop this bullshit. TikTok, LOL. Yes, I will be on TikTok later this afternoon, hopefully between 12 or 1. Not 12 or 1, 1 or 2. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the time, and that's where I said 12 or 1, between 1 and 2. So I would like to get that done and enjoy the rest of the afternoon so I can get ready for SummerSlam. So after the match, Jay picks up the apple to take a bite. We head to the back where Jackie Redmond is having a conversation with LWO's Zelina Vega about Sonya Deville, Shayna Baszler, and Zoe Stark. Deville, Baszler, and Stark then confronts Vega before attacking her, and Deville and Stark hold Vega in place as Baszler hits a boot on Vega's injured arm. Baszler had a match at Bloodsport against Minu Yamashita, and I still haven't had to watch that event, and I have to watch it on Thriller app sometime today. That's another reason why I want to catch up on a lot of things, because when my boyfriend's here, forget it. I am like, legitimately, it's him and that's it. Plus, he's taking up a lot of my time in and out of the bedroom. Oh, come on. We then see Trainer check on Zelina Vega while Kaden Carter, Katana Chance, and Lyra Valkyria stands by. We then see The Miz being interviewed by Kathy Kelly. Miz announced that he will host SummerSlam this tonight in his hometown of Cleveland. R-Truth then shows up and says he thought Miz lived in Los Angeles. Oh, for the love of God, this is why I can't stand R-Truth. Okay, this is getting old. I mean, come on. Miz and R-Truth went back and forth for a bit, and Truth wonders if Miz will have party snacks. Miz then agrees to bring horsey derbies. You know for a fact he'll be bopping around R-Truth. Cole then narrates a video footage of WWE 3-night tour of Japan. Cole says Kofi Kingston returned temporarily and re-injured and aggravated his shoulder. The New Day's Xavier Woods and the Final Testament Karrion Kross make their way down to the ring. The next match. Both men were in the ring. Kross grabs the mic and asks Woods if he really believes Kofi Kingston is injured again. Kross then says Kingston skipped town because the match was about Woods and because no one wants to be in the hellhole that is Minnesota. Kross then says he wants Woods to join the faction to tell little kids at home that the power of positivity was one big lie. Now, Karrion Kross does an amazing fucking impression of WWE Hall of Famer Jesse the Body Ventura. I would actually like to have seen a picture of both of them. That would have been fucking awesome. Because I know he's a very, very big fan of him. But he did tweet out a picture while he was in the ring, and I think that's pretty fucking cool. And Kross retweeted it. It was really cool. Kross then says he also wants Woods to tell Kingston he should have retired after the loss of the WWE title in just 6 seconds. It's a little bit of innuendos with Brock Lesnar, and let me tell you something, he will be back because they're going to Netflix, and Netflix is going to want Brock Lesnar big time. They're going to want all the heavy hitters, so they're going to want Brock Lesnar, and they're going to want him on Netflix. If you're going to want me, please, if I want to see Brock Lesnar drop an F-bomb, just for the pure enjoyment of that, drop an F-bomb and say, I'm going to take you to Suplex City, you fucking bitch. I will fucking die a happy woman. And just to see that fucking smug face, LFG. So the match starts off Woods going straight after Kross after hearing enough from him. Woods then sends Kross crashing to the outside. Kross then hits a suplex on Woods. Woods mocks him. Kross then hits a few boots on the side of Woods' head, but Woods gets up and hits a series of chops on Kross. Woods then hits a flying forearm on Kross in the corner, but Kross gets Woods up on his shoulders. Woods then escapes and rolls up Kross, but Kross kicks out. Akam then nails Woods from the outside. Kross looks to take advantage, but Woods nails a kick on Cross and hits a tope suicida on Akam on the outside. Woods then sends Razor crashing into the ring post, then climbs to the top and looks to hit an elbow drop on Cross. Cross then avoids it and hits the final prayer on Woods for the win. Very, very, very simplistic. Very simplistic and mathematical. You think Woods is going to actually get a fucking win on Cross? Hell no. You're out of your mind. We get a video package from earlier in the day of WWE Hall of Famer Jesse the Body Ventura speaking with WWE Chief Content Officer Paul Levesque in the parking lot area. Michael Cole then runs through some of Ventura's credentials and says, "Welcome home to the WWE Hall of Famer." I was fucking floored when I saw it on X. I swear to God, I was... Keep him away. He's not worth the PR. I understand that, but he's money. What? You don't understand. It's business. Fucking business. So it is what it is. If Netflix wants it, Netflix is going to get what they want. They're paying $5 fucking billion. What the hell are you going to do? What am I going to do? Honestly, I'm a Brock Lesnar fan. I don't care what he did. He wasn't running the company. He was a fucking a paid employee. He shouldn't be held into that. I'm sorry. The old man needs to pay for everything, because if it wasn't for the old man, Brock Lesnar wouldn't be in trouble or be in the position that he's in. He'd be still on TV. He was named not by name. He was only named but people did the math. What are we going to do if he's on there? There is nothing we could do about it. If Netflix wants it, Netflix is going to get it. They're paying enough money for the product. And if they want to keep Raw on Netflix, they're going to do what they need to do. We then see Jackie Redmond interview WWE Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn, who recalls beating Braun Breaker after having a comedy show prior to Money in the Bank. Zayn then brings up Braun Breaker taking cheap shots at him every week. Zayn then says he gets it because Breaker is a young guy who wants to make a name for himself. Zayn then says he will beat Braun Breaker's ass at SummerSlam and it's off to take care of Dominic Mysterio. A camera then follows Zayn as he walks through the back and makes his way down to the ring. I understand that. But, the old man, once he basically, Brock is a Vince McMahon, the old man's guy. I really hate saying his name. But, yeah. At the time he had the purse strings. What the fuck was he supposed to do? Oh, trust me. I guarantee you his wife is giving him hell for it. We then see the emotional WWE Women's World Champion Liv Morgan standing in front of a dumpster fire and crying about Dominic Mysterio while throwing photos and merch in the fire. Morgan says she will complete her revenge tour by beating Rhea Ripley and leaving whatever is left of her for Dominic. Singles match. Sami Zayn versus Dominic Mysterio. I love saying Mysterio again, because when he was getting pursued by Liv Morgan, I couldn't do it because I can't turn my back on mommy. I'm sorry. Rhea is life right now. So we have to make sure we're loyal to her. And tonight I'm wearing my Rhea Ripley t-shirt. Yes, I have to. I have to represent mommy. I have to. So the match starts off with Dominic posing in the middle of on the middle rope. Dominic then hits a boot on Zayn's midsection and delivers some right hands on him in the corner, then slides out of the ring for a breather. Zayn then chases Dominic back in the ring, but sends him back out and hits Dominic with his signature springboard moonsault. Dominic then delivers a few stomps on Zayn and wears him down with a rear chin lock. Dominic then hits Zayn with a back elbow and follows up with a tornado DDT out of the corner and then goes for a pin, but Zayn kicks out. Dominic then hits several right hands on Zayn's head, but Zayn responds with a clothesline and follows it up with a back elbow. Zayn then hits a double axe handle off the middle rope on Dominic and looks to follow it up with a blue thunder bomb, but Dominic avoids the move and hits Zayn with a three amigos. Dominic then climbs to the top and looks to hit a splash, but Zayn moves out of the way and hits an exploder on Dominic into the corner. Zayn then looks to hit a haluva kick on Dominic, but Carlito and JD McDonough appear at ringside. Dominic then looks to roll up a distracted Zayn, but Zayn kicks out. Dominic then delivers some strikes on Zayn and looks to roll him up again. Zayn then counters into a back body drop. Zayn then nails McDonough and Carlito on the apron, but Dominic drop kicks Zayn into the ropes. Dominic then looks to dial up for the 619, but Zayn sees him coming and nails Dominic before it hits him with a blue thunder bomb. Zayn then goes for a pin, but McDonough and Carlito break the fall, causing the disqualification, which is a right move, which is a complete right move, and it makes both people strong. Now, The Undertaker, Cody Rhodes, JBL, a list of people legitimately say about Dominic, he's a future world champion. And I completely believe it. He is going to outdo his father in every way possible. He's got a real leg up on the whole situation due to the fact that he's been technically in the business pretty much his entire life. So for him to definitely become world champion, I would say in the next 5 years, Royal Rumble winner, and he will win the championship at WrestleMania. And his father will make that happen, even though he's such a deadbeat, playing into kayfabe. After the match, McDonough and Carlito beat Zayn down. Jey Uso makes his way down to the ring and sends Carlito out of the ring, then hits a spear on McDonough. Jey then sends Dominic out of the ring to join Carlito, and McDonough then flies to land on all three men. Braun Breaker then blindsides Zayn inside the ring and runs the ropes. Breaker then looks to hit a spear on Zayn, but Zayn nails Breaker with a boot. Zayn then hits an exploder on Breaker, but sets up for a haluva kick, but Breaker rolls out of the ring before Zayn can hit it. Breaker then looks to attack Zayn from behind, but Zayn sees him coming and sends him crashing back to the outside. We get a new VHS tape from the Wyatt Six, this time focused on Dexter Lumis. Lumis was featured in a therapy session wearing dreadlocks and an X painted on his forehead. Uncle Howdy asks what they should do when the buzzard starts circling on. Lumis says, run. I am loving Dexter Lumis's new look. And it's amazing. It's amazing. And he's been on a comedy show that I don't remember the name. I think Sakoma. It's I think a Firehouse show. It's a comedy show, and he's doing a great job on that. So I'm glad that he's going to be able to use his voice instead of being a mute. We head to the back where Chad Gable and the Creed brothers are having conversation with Raw General Manager Adam Pearce. Gable then figured out the remaining Wyatt Six members' identities. He demands the six-man tag team match where he and the Creed brothers will face Eric Rowan, Dexter Lumis, and Joe Gacy, and Pearce makes it official. Katie Carter, Katana Chance go out to and Lyra Valkyria head out to the ring. Before that match heads out, we then see Rhea Ripley holding a black rose while cutting a promo as Liv Morgan's footage was shown. Ripley says Morgan wants to break and burn things that don't belong to her. Ripley then says Morgan so badly wants to be the victim in her revenge to her fantasy, but it's just that a fantasy. Ripley then says there will be no more running, hiding, or manipulating come SummerSlam. Ripley then says she wants Morgan to multiple times stay out of her business. Ripley then says Morgan took 3 months of her career by injuring her shoulder and taking her championship. Ripley then says Morgan tried to manipulate her family, her Latino heat. Ripley then says she will get her revenge at SummerSlam. So we have a 6-woman tag team match. Katana Chance, Katie Carter, and Lyra Valkyria versus Zoe Stark, Sonya Deville, and Shayna Baszler. I'm actually digging this trio with Baszler, Stark, and Deville. I didn't like Deville with Mandy Rose. I like her now, and it's awesome. It's awesome to see these trios. So the match starts off with Valkyria and Deville. Deville hits a knee on Valkyria's midsection before Starks gets tagged in and hits a dropkick off the middle rope. Valkyria then targets Starks' arm, then tags Chance. Chance and Carter then double team on Stark before Valkyria tags back in and hits a dropkick on Stark on the outside through the middle rope. Baszler then tags in and delivers some stomps on Valkyria in the corner. Deville then tags back in and delivers some right hands on Valkyria's midsection. Valkyria then hits Deville with a boot and looks to tag out, but Deville prevents her from doing so. Carter and Baszler then tag in, and Carter hits a kick on Baszler's head. Carter then delivers some right and left hands on Baszler and then hits another kick on her head and a leg drop using ropes for assistance. Carter then goes for a pin, but Baszler kicks out. Stark then takes in and looks to powerbomb Carter, but Carter escapes with a Hurricane Rana and sends Baszler out of the ring. Chance then tags in and hits a code breaker off Carter's shoulders. Valkyria then nails Starks and pins her, but Deville and Baszler comes into Stark's aid. Chance then tags in and looks for an after party on Stark. Then with Carter. Baszler and Deville then prevent them from hitting the move, opening the door for Stark to hit a Z360 on Chance for the win, and the winners are the heels. After the match, Damage Control's music hits, and Dakota Kai, Io Sky, and Kairi Sane make their way down to the ring. They attack Stark, Baszler, and Deville before Sky hits the over the moonsault off the top rope on the trio on outside. Damage Control then stands tall in the ring. We get a video package for Gunther, a promo earlier in the day in an empty arena. I didn't know he was watching AEW. I'm not the only one that fucking said it, so don't fucking at me. Gunther says Damian Priest took the easy way out for the second time in a row, and he had the reaction of a weak man who has no control over his emotions. Gunther then says he has exposed Priest as an emotional wannabe who abuses the business as a cure for his childhood trauma. Gunther then turns his focus to the main event and says he used to look up to Finn Balor. Gunther then says Balor is a tag team champion, but he was once destined for greater things. Gunther then says Balor became street trash once he started hanging out with Judgment Day. Gunther then says he looks forward to seeing how much of an old Balor he can pull out. Gunther then ends by talking about how fans will never forget the day he saved the sport by winning the World Heavyweight Championship. We get it. Now, they were on Sci-Fi this week, so they're going to be on Sci-Fi next week because of the Olympics. Fuck the Olympics. We head to the back where Kathy Kelly is interviewing Damage Control. Kai, the only reason DeVille's crew has been running the place because they have been gone. Kai then says they will reestablish an order of things. Kai then challenges DeVille to a match next week. Kai then says she wonders how long DeVille's social club will last once she cuts the head off the snake. We then see Dominic Mysterio holding his shoulder while sitting on the couch in the Judgment Day's clubhouse. Ripley says she told the others this would happen. Balor then says Ripley was right. Balor then says they all got in this mess together. Balor then says after SummerSlam they will get out of this mess together. Ripley then says Balor will have his back if he needs them during his match with Gunther. And Priest agrees. Balor then says Ripley and Priest want to go it alone at SummerSlam, and he wants to do the same. Balor then wonders if they didn't think it was good enough, and they both denied it. Priest then says, I worry Gunther will try something. Balor says he will soften up Gunther, and it's Priest's job to finish him off at SummerSlam. So that is the next match. That is the next match going to finish Monday Night Raw off. So it's Balor versus Gunther. The match starts off with Balor delivering few chops on Gunther, but Gunther responds with one of his own, and Balor and hits Balor with a missile dropkick. Balor then hits a running knee on the side of Gunther's face and delivers some stomps on him. Gunther then nails Balor with a boot. Gunther then hits a body slam on Balor and puts him in a Boston Crab. Balor then makes it to the bottom rope to break the hold, but Gunther places him on the top rope. Balor then delivers some back elbows on Gunther, but Gunther looks to hit a suplex on Balor. Balor then counters it into a crossbody. Balor then sends Gunther crashing into the mat, then hits a clothesline on him. Gunther then nails Balor with one of his own before both men exchange strikes, and Balor hits Gunther with the sling blade. Balor then follows it up with a couple of double stomps on Gunther's midsection and drop kicks him into the corner, then climbs to the top and looks to hit a coup de grace. Gunther then moves out of the way and puts Balor in a sleeper to pass him out, and Gunther wins. No shit. You think Gunther's going to lose prior to his match with Damian Priest? You're out of your mind. So then after the match, Balor puts him in a sleeper once again. Damian Priest heads to the ring. Priest wastes no time in going after Gunther and sends him crashing into the barricades on the outside. Priest then sends Gunther over the announce desk and then delivers some right hands on top of it. Priest then delivers some stomps on Gunther and sends him crashing into the giant Prime hydration drink at ringside. Priest then continues beating down Gunther as the show comes to the close. We all know that happens. I'm having a fear right now, you know. So now we're gonna do SmackDown, get you my picks, and I'm getting out of here. And I thought I was gonna be only here for about an hour. That does not happen with this New Yorker at all. So Friday Night SmackDown had the tag team title match with DIY and the Bloodline, Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu. It is crazy how fast Jacob Fatu has just instantaneously taken to the WWE style of wrestling. I kid you not, Contra Unit, look the motherfucking group up, MLW, when he went after, I believe it was Tom Lawler, when he won the title from, I believe it was what was his Loki, and he was part of Contra Unit. Jacob Fatu, he was a new member. He was with Joseph Samael and the guy that used to be in the Vaudevillains, not Matt Renal, in English, The other one, and I can't fucking think of his name to save my fucking life. And I knew when he came in and he destroyed Jacob Fatu, I was like, not Jacob Fatu, Tom Wall. I'm like, oh, this guy is crazy, and I found out who he was. And then I'm like, oh shit, I wish, because of the whole situation with his rap sheet, I was like, this guy's never going to be in WWE, and he deserves to be in WWE. And so I'm glad that, he is now part of WWE, and he's where he belongs, and you can't tell me otherwise. And if you think he was going to AEW, you're out of your fucking mind. You're out of your mind. The only thing closest to a fucking goddamn bloodline or a Samoan that AEW's ever going to get is Tanga Leona and fucking Samoa Joe. I am not joking. And if you think, they were going to get Hikuleo, you're out of your fucking tree. Any part of the fucking bloodline or associated with the bloodline, they're not going to AEW, people. Sorry, I hate to say this, but they're not. I would be highly shocked if they ever go to AEW. Why would they go to AEW? Meanwhile, The Rock, their family, their what is it? I can't. Their family. It's like you got a spot, legitimately. If The Rock's two other daughters, when they get older, they want to go to the WWE, it happened. Basically, anybody that's in the bloodline or anybody that's in the Anoa'i family, the Samoan dynasty, has got a job for life. And then we're going to have the women's tag team titles are on the line. We also have Logan Paul and Solo Sikoa and Cody Rhodes go face to face. The shows will open up with Corey Graves and Wade Barrett welcoming us as a shot of Cleveland Brown Stadium was shown. We also get a shot of the WWE SmackDown host venue as WWE United States Champion Logan Paul was shown arriving at the building, where he was greeted by SmackDown General Manager and others. Corey Graves and Wade Barrett then hyped the two tag team title matches to take place later on in the evening. And the undisputed WWE Champion Cody Rhodes makes his way down to the ring as he's being announced. Cody Rhodes starts off by asking Cleveland what do they want to talk about, then revises his question and asks who they want to talk about. Rhodes then calls Solo Sikoa down to the ring. Sikoa makes his way down. Sikoa then demands Cleveland to acknowledge him. Boos. Fucking literal boos. It was like he knew what he was doing and he's going to fucking poke the bear. And the bear is a Samoan fucking goddamn wrecking crew, which is Roman Reigns. I can't believe I'm fucking praising the son of a bitch. I'm going to be completely fucking honest with you people. No matter if he was face or whatever facet he was the tribal chief, the big dog, the whatever. I would not kick that man out of bed. That man is too gorgeous. I'm sorry, people. He's just got that je ne sais quoi. He does something to women like me. Gets my blood flowing. And he's a fellow Italiano. He's a fellow Italian. And that draws me even more. My Italian heritage speaks up. And let's just say I would like to know if he's spicy or sweet. Or a little bit of both, of sausage. I know I went there, please. Come on, you know it's me. You know it's fucking me. You're not going to fucking goddamn censor me on this. He's a fucking goddamn gorgeous motherfucker, and I'm not gonna fucking tell you no. So, and Rhodes tells Sequoia it's not easy to do what he has done in regards to becoming the new tribal chief. Rhodes then says he admires what Sequoia has done from far away. But when the bell rings at SummerSlam, Sequoia will find out that he has nothing to lose while he has everything on the line. Sequoia then asks Rhodes if he's done and that tells him that he's wasting his time. Sequoia then says he's running out of patience, like Rhodes is running out of time as champion. Rhodes then says he's not done, and Sequoia is self-appointed tribal chief. Well, he is undoubtedly the champion. Rhodes then says if he loses to Sequoia tomorrow night, he can't repay the debts he attends towards Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. Sequoia then points out that Rhodes keeps mentioning his Bloodline Rules match against Roman Reigns during night 2 of WrestleMania 40. Then says he's dangerous rather than weak. Sequoia then says he will show Rhodes how dangerous he is tomorrow night. Then he challenges Rhodes to up the ante in their match tomorrow night by making it Bloodline Rules. Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga, and Tangaloa then make their way down to the ring through the crowd and surrounds the ring. Rhodes then tells Fatu, Tama, and Leona that he isn't scared of them. Then he accepts Solo's Bloodline Rules challenge. Sequoia then tells Rhodes that he could order Fatu, Tama, and Loa to attack him, but he is not going to in order to let Fatu and Tama focus on winning the titles tonight later on that night. Rhodes then tells Sequoia that he doesn't have to fight his family but defeat the tribal chief. Rhodes then says since the tribal chief isn't present, he'll settle for a wannabe tomorrow night instead. Rhodes then dropped his mic, and Solos did the same. Cody and Solo then stare each other down while Cody's music played. Solo then signaled for the Bloodline to leave and then joined them heading to the back. Cody addressed Tama Tonga. I was like, I'm looking for this. I'm ready for this. He's like, I know you. We have issues. We have history. I would have just loved him. He said, yeah, we have history in New Japan Pro Wrestling. We were in the same club. We were part of the Bullet Club. I would have been fucking happy about that. Because when Cody Rhodes was on his way to WrestleMania to win the title, and I am so glad that he did this. He is still friends with Nicholas and Matthew Jackson and Kenny Omega. Raging Girl, oh my God, how are you? Oh my God, how are you? I love you. Girl, you get hearts today. I love you. Thank you for popping in. I appreciate it. So when he pays tribute to them, and I think that's a really good thing to still like know that, even though I'm here and I'm killing it here, I still love you guys. And he does the Too Sweet, and I love that. And that actually is an attest to Cody Rhodes. Now, 5 years ago, I wasn't great. That's awesome. I'm doing great. I'm actually doing great. It's a rare weekend that my boyfriend isn't here, and I need the rest. Honestly. He's wearing me out, sweetheart. He's wearing me out. So it's an attest to Cody Rhodes that 5 years ago, he could go fucking kiss my white ass. But he has slowly chipped away at my heart. And when he's doing shit with kids, I was like, really? You're gonna pull that out? You're gonna pull that out? That's my fucking kryptonite, people. If you guys are gonna do anything with kids, I'm a softie because I'm a mom. I have an 18-year-old son where that I'm very passionate about. I am his caregiver. I'm his his advocate before advocacy was cool. I've been an advocate for almost 20 years because of him being autistic. So yeah, I folded. And then when he came back to WWE, he explained everything, and I understood why he did what he did. But when he fucking attacks Triple H, and I'm a fucking Paul Levesque girl, I'm sorry, but you don't do that. But I understand why he did what he did. And you know what? I give him fucking balls. He's got all the cojones in the world to do what he did. And they made amends. Now, Cody Rhodes is a Triple H guy. Who would have thunk it? For a guy that he was trying to outdo, now that's his boss. Who would have thunk it? And now I am a fan of his wife. After she was trying to be the Stephanie McMahon in AEW. Who would have thunk it? She's cool in my book. Crazy, I know. We get a Carmelo Hayes video from the barbershop. Hayes speaks about facing Andrade in a rematch and says it will be a whole new ball game. Hayes then says he can win in 3 or 5 or as many times as Andrade wants to face him. So that's the next match. That segues into the next match. The match starts off with Hayes hitting a chop on Andrade. This match was awesome, by the way. In the corner, and both men take turns to try to lock in a submission hold on one another. Both men exchange chops, and Hayes hits a drop kick on Andrade. Andrade then responds with one of his own before he and Hayes roll each other up. Andrade then sets up for a messenger, but Hayes avoids it and rolls out of the ring. Hayes then sends Andrade crashing into the ring, steps on the outside, and delivers some stomps on his head. Hayes then sends Andrade back inside the ring and hits him with a springboard lariat and goes for a pin, but Andrade kicks out. Hayes then wears Andrade down with a submission hold, but Andrade escapes and delivers some right hands on Hayes. Midsection. Andrade then hits a dragon screw on Hayes and sends him crashing into the mat. Andrade then hits Hayes with a forearm from the apron and looks to fly back into the ring. Hayes then trips Andrade and brings him back into the ring over the top rope with a DDT. Hayes then climbs to the top, but Andrade stops Hayes and joins him up there. Andrade hits a suplex on Hayes. Andrade then hits some chops on Hayes and follows it up with a forearm. Hayes then looks to fly off the ropes, but Andrade sends him crashing to the outside and hits him with a moonsault off the ropes. Andrade then gets Hayes back inside the ring and charges at him in the corner, but Hayes sees Andrade coming and sends him crashing into the mat. Hayes then goes for a pin, but Andrade kicks out. Andrade then sends Hayes crashing into the mat and then climbs to the top. Andrade then looks to hit a moonsault, but Hayes rolls out of the way. Andrade immediately hits the second extending moonsault and goes for the pin. Hayes then kicks out and looks to hit a code breaker on Andrade, but Andrade avoids it and puts Hayes in a figure 4 leg lock, a la an ode to his father-in-law, the Nature Boy. He is ominously coming back. I know he's going to come back. He's going to sign another Legends contract. He was legitimately let go by AEW. That was the most stupidest signing. Why? Because at the time, Andrade was in an AEW, so Ric Flair had to go there. His daughter and his son-in-law are going to be under one roof now. It's going to happen, people. Ric Flair's going to be back on WWE television. I don't know when, but it's going to happen. Because they're showing a lot of him now. And it's like, come on. Tell us without telling us that Ric Flair's coming back to WWE television. I mean, come on. Andrade avoids it and puts Hayes in a figure 4 leg lock. Hayes then crawls over to the bottom rope to break the hold. Then hits a couple of super kicks on Andrade and climbs to the top rope. Hayes looks to fly, but Andrade moves out of the way and sets up for the messenger. Then avoids it and rolls Andrade, grabbing into his trunks. And Andrade reverses it for the win, and we all knew that that was going to happen. I feel that Andrade should go after LA Knight after this whole situation, because that is going to be a good feud. If they wanted to, since Andrade and Cody Rhodes are from wrestling families, I would like to see him take a crack at the title in like a quick feud to see if he would be a contender later on down the road. We head to the back where Santos Escobar is shown speaking to Angel Berto and Electric Lopez about their fortunes will change. Escobar says it starts tonight by taking care of Apollo Crews. Legado del Fantasma make their way down to the ring for the next match. So the next match is Santos Escobar versus Apollo Crews. I'm telling you, these matches are getting more substantial, and I understand why that it's been a lull because of the fact that we're heading into SummerSlam. Then right after that, we got to start booking for fucking Bash in Berlin. WWE doesn't seem like they're slowing down at this point. They need to start picking up on the content on SmackDown. Raw is set. Raw is set. They don't need anything. They're good to go. The match starts off with Escobar hitting an enziguri on Crews from the apron. Escobar then hits a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker on Crews, but Crews responds with a right hand and a couple of clotheslines on Escobar. Crews then hits Escobar with a gorilla press, and Berto jumps on the apron. Crews then nails Berto and hits a standing moonsault on Escobar, then climbs to the top. Escobar then pulls him off. Crews then becomes distracted by Corbin being attacked on the outside, and then hits a phantom driver for the win on Crews. Very simplistic. Nothing weird. We head to the back where Byron Saxton is interviewing Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill about their tag team title match tonight. Jade speaks about their confidence. Belair then says they weren't pinned to lose the titles, and now they will be 2-on-2. Belair then says they will leave the tag team with the tag team titles. I am so thirsty today. I don't know why. The ringside crew is setting up for the segment for the Logan Paul segment with the United States Championship. And we get an ad for Monday Night Raw being on Sci-Fi, where Chad Gable and the Creed brothers will face Eric Rowan, Dexter Lumis, and Joe Gacy in a 6-man tag team match. That's going to be a decent match. SmackDown general manager is already in the ring with 3 Cleveland dignitaries, and he will introduce the United States champion Logan Paul as he makes his way down to the ring. Logan Paul starts off by telling LA Knight that he has never met a man so eager to take the United States championship from him. Paul then says whether fans in the arena want to admit it or not, he inspires the great city of Cleveland and represents it. He lives in Puerto Rico. Are you fucking crazy? The same thing that fucking The Miz is representing, and he lives in fucking goddamn LA. The only one that actually still is embodying Cleveland is Johnny Gargano. Paul then says Knight has many fans because people can relate to him as a bunch of tryhards. Paul then continues taking shots at Knight and says he can't relate to the fans in attendance booing him because he made it. Paul then says he's in the ring to recognize his greatness with 3 Cleveland dignitaries. Aldis then says he researched the 3 dignitaries and couldn't find anything about them. Paul then says he will be unveiling a banner on the rafters for Cleveland's greatest. Then the banner unfolds and a giant "yeah" was spray painted across Paul's face. That was funny. That was kind of funny. And I love that. LA Knight heads out and makes his way down to the ring. Knight tells the fans he wants to talk to them and says Paul is lucky that the graffiti on the banner was all he did. Knight then says Paul isn't even from Cleveland. He's from Westlake, Ohio. then says, since tomorrow will be the worst day of Paul's life, he will get him another banner. Knight then heads to the back to grab a second banner as Paul eggs him on. He then approaches Pretty Deadly and asks him if they have found a banner. Elton Prince and Kit Wilson then say they haven't. They promote their upcoming musical. Knight then finds Paul's prime hydration drop. Paul then leaves the ring and runs to the back. Knight says he knew Paul will arrive in 3, 2, 1. Knight then jumps in the truck and drives away just before Paul could reach him. Paul then says Knight stealing his truck was a crime. So the next match is going to come up for the tag team titles for the women. We head to the back where Logan Paul is shown complaining to Nick Aldis about LA Knight stealing his truck and asks what is he going to do about it. Aldis tells Paul he will take it up with Paul's dignitaries and walks away. So the women's tag team title match. The Unholy Union, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn versus Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. The match starts off with the Unholy Union looking to blindside Cargill and Belair. Belair sees them coming and attacks the champions. Cargill then hits a splash on Dawn in the corner, then follows up with a backbreaker and blasts her with a forearm. Belair then tags in and delivers some stomps on Dawn, but Fire gets in the ring and looks to hit a double suplex on Belair. Cargill then comes to Belair's aid, and Cargill and Belair hits an Unholy Union with a military press. Cargill then looks to tag in Belair, but Dawn pulls her off the apron. Dawn then tags in and double teams Cargill with Fire, then wears down Cargill down and tags Fire back in. Cargill then hits a double suplex on Fire, and Dawn then tags Belair. Belair then hits a crossbody off the top on Dawn and Fire and nails them both and hits a single leg dropkick on Dawn. Belair then hits a delayed vertical suplex on Fire and a shoulder on Dawn's midsection, and then delivers some right hands on both Fire and Dawn and in the corner and sends Fire crashing into the Dawn. Belair then hits a spinebuster and springboard moonsault on Fire, then goes for a pin, but Dawn breaks the fall. Cargill then pulls Dawn out of the ring and hits a super kick on her. Blair Davenport then appears at ringside, sends Cargill crashing into the ring steps. Davenport gets in the ring and nails Belair, causing a disqualification. Perfect ending to this. Perfect ending. After the match, Davenport and the Unholy Union attack Belair in the corner. Cargill then looks to attack the trio, but they send her crashing into the ring post and the announcer's desk. Wade Barrett then plugs the Ringers feature story on Michael Cole, and Corey Graves hypes the 3-hour-long countdown to SummerSlam pre-show. 3 hours? Holy shit, I didn't even fucking realize that. 3 hours. Why do we need a 3-hour pre-show? There is no need. Are you fucking serious? Thank God I got a tablet, because guess what? I'm watching fucking the Collision on my tablet, and I'm also watching the pre-show. Oh my God. So 5, 6, 7. No, it's got to start at 4? Are you shitting me in like 2, 3 hours? Are you fucking kidding me? 3 hours. Holy shit. To SummerSlam pre-show, Graves and Barrett run through the SummerSlam card. Graves and Barrett also talk about Braun Breaker appearance on the Pat McAfee show. We get a video package of Bayley and Nia Jax match for the WWE Women's Championship at SummerSlam. We head to the back where we see Tiffany Stratton is looking sad while checking her mangled Money in the Bank briefcase. 2024 Queen of the Ring Nia Jax show up and presents Stratton with a new pink briefcase. Jax tells Stratton that if she tries to cash in at SummerSlam, they will no longer be princess and queen, and Stratton will have to answer to her. Stratton then promises that she will not cash in. Chelsea Green and Piper Niven and then show up after Jax walks away. Green speaks about what she would have done to make the new briefcase better. Green then says Stratton pushed her off and the ladder and rudely, and she would have been so much better than that tacky time. Stratton then tells Green that green is not her color and says toodles before making her exit. Excuse me. The Bloodline, Solo Sequoia, Jacob Fatu, and Tama Tonga and Tongaloa make their way down to the ring, the main event, against DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. And DIY is shown walking backstage. Ciampa introduces himself and stops when he sees Johnny Gargano hanging out with Candice LeRae, their son, and Indy Hartwell. Gargano then speaks about being from Cleveland and pumps up the crowd before the tag team title match. So that match starts off with Ciampa and Tonga. Tonga wastes no time delivering strikes on Ciampa in the corner. Tonga then hits a modified body slam on Ciampa, then sends him crashing into the ring post shoulder first. Fatu then looks to hit a splash on Ciampa in the corner, but Ciampa avoids it and tags in Gargano. Tonga then tags on the outside, and Gargano hits him with a couple of strikes. Gargano then hits dropkick on Fatu and one on Tonga, then sends Fatu crashing out of the ring and hits an enziguri on Tonga from the apron. Gargano then hits Tonga with a spear through the middle rope and goes for a pin, but Tonga kicks out. Ciampa then tags in and DIY double teams Tonga. Gargano flies off the apron and lands on Fatu on the outside, and Ciampa hits an air raid crash on Tonga off the middle rope. Ciampa then goes for a pin, but Tonga kicks out. Ciampa then delivers some chops on Tonga's chest, but Fatu makes the blind tag and nails Ciampa in the back with a back elbow. Fatu then hits a super kick on Gargano, then tags Tonga back in. Fatu then drags Ciampa in position for Tonga to hit a splash on him off the top. Tonga then goes for a pin, but Gargano breaks the fall. Fatu then sends Gargano crashing to the outside and looks for a hip attack on him. Gargano then moves out of the way, and Fatu is sent crashing into the ring steps. Gargano then tags in, and DIY hits a shatter machine on Tonga. Now, if you're wondering why they're hitting a shatter machine, I think it's like a kind of thing of like an ode to FTR, which was the Revival. They then set up me in the middle, but Lower jumps up on the apron. Then opens the door for Sequoia to nail Gargano, and Tonga hits a reverse DDT before going for a pin. But Gargano kicks out. Fatu then delivers some stomps on Gargano in the ring and holds up the one symbol with Tonga. Lower then jumps on the ring apron, but Gargano nails him and hits a tope suicida on Tonga on the outside. Gargano hits a reverse hurricanrana on Fatu's back in the ring, but Fatu quickly recovers and hits a smaller drop. Fatu climbs to the top rope and hits a moonsault that sends him crashing for the win, and we have new tag team champions, the Bloodline, Tonga and Jacob Fatu. So after the match, WWE Tag Team Champion belts get placed on Sequoia's shoulders. The Bloodline then stands tall over Gargano in the ring, and the show comes to an end. So by that accord, Sequoia is not winning the title. Obviously. They're not going to put the fucking title on fucking Sequoia, knowing that fucking Cody is making mad money for them. And basically is right now the unofficial face of the company, and he's gotten the nod to from John Cena, from The Undertaker. It's like the who's who, even Randy Orton. So let's give you my picks, and we'll get you out of here. For the WWE United States Championship, LA Knight versus Logan Paul. I'm going to take LA Knight. For the Intercontinental title, Braun Breaker versus Sami Zayn. Braun Breaker. Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley. Dominic is unfortunately, sadly, that he's going to betray Rhea Ripley, and Liv Morgan is going to unfortunately win. It's going to be a sad, but I'm going to still represent mommy. Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk. I'm going to actually take Drew McIntyre, even though I want CM Punk to win. Gunther versus Damian Priest for the World Heavyweight Championship. Unfortunately, Gunther is going to take the title. Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa. Solo Sikoa will be losing. Roman Reigns. I'm going to say he's going to have a 75% chance he's going to show up. And we're going to be off to the races for the next installment of this match. So that is it. Please do me a favor and follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, TikTok, X, Twitter, Cameo, all Mel's Snapchat. You can follow me also and Snapchat. If you want to donate to the podcast, please go write a little message and I will read it here. This Tuesday will be the premiere of the first episode of NXXXT. I will be doing the review topless on OnlyFans. Not here, obviously. But hopefully if this ends early, I will be doing the review. If not, definitely tomorrow, first thing in the morning. Please go check out Maestro Classics at maestroclassics.com, Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com, Deathwish Coffee at deathwishcoffee.com, and go check out HOG Wrestling at hogwrestling.net. Please also like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the bell for all notifications so when I go live, upload a video, or do a short, you will all know about it. Enjoy SummerSlam. It's the biggest party of the summer. I'm actually excited for it this year, so enjoy and gear up for that 3-hour pre-show. Oh, God bless everybody in Cleveland today. Have a great day, and I'll see you either tonight or tomorrow for the review. I love you all. Have a great day. And check out episode 351. All right? Check you later. Love you all.